With the release of the last 6 episodes of The Crown on Netflix have come new questions about the fictionalized depiction of the British royal family. In part 2 of the 6th and final season of the critically acclaimed historical drama, the stage is set for the future heirs to the throne as Prince Charles, Dominic West, and Camilla Parker Bowles, Olivia Williams, are granted permission to wed. And Prince William Ed McVeigh and Kate Middleton, Meg Bellamy, rekindle their relationship after a brief break. Those couples coming together felt like a beautiful end to our story, executive producer Suzanne Mackey told The Hollywood Reporter in a previous interview. That, in a way, peace is restored to the land. And staying true to his original vision of ending the series in 2005, writer and creator Peter Morgan had to also find a way to conclude the Queen's story nearly 2 decades before the actual end of her reign upon her death in 2022. The resulting storyline in the final episode, Sleep, Dearie Sleep, depicts Queen Elizabeth Imelda Staunton in an existential crisis, pondering the weight of her crown and whether it's time to pass on its responsibility to her eager son, Prince Charles. Ultimately, she decides to honor her duty as queen and remain on the throne as she did in real life. Episode 10, apart from it being the finale, I think, is beautiful, said Mackey in a separate interview with THR. It feels like a culmination of the long 68-episode journey we've been on. Stephen Daldry directed it so beautifully, and Imelda is just breathtaking in it as the queen. One senses the queen's absence and, through that episode, you sense what she meant to us. Suddenly, it feels like she's gone, and so it feels like the ending of The Crown coincides with the end of her reign. But, did Queen Elizabeth actually consider abdicating from the throne? And how accurate are the depictions we see of Prince Charles and Prince William's relationships? Read on for answers to those questions and more. Did Mohammed Al Fayed and the public at large really blame the royal family for Princess Diana's death? Episode 9, Hope Street, begins with Mohammed Al Fayed, Salim Daw, speaking to the media about alleged proof that the royal family had his son Dodi, Khalid Abdallah, and Princess Diana Elizabeth Debicki killed once they learned she was pregnant with the Egyptian business heir's child. Later in the episode, that allegation is proven false during a press conference led by the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, Sir John Stevens, in which he relays the results of the investigation. Operation Paget was indeed the name of the official inquiry into the deaths of Dodi and Diana and the conspiracy theories surrounding the fatal car crash in 1997, the basis for which were the public statements made by Al Fayed. The investigation, which was opened in 2004, later encompassed more widespread claims posited in the media. The Stevens inquiry is a really important story, explained Mackey. At the time of Diana's death, there was such a blaming of the press and paparazzi that felt a bit disproportionate, if I dare say. There's no doubt that she was hounded, but the truth was that the security protocol for her was lacking, to say the very least. They changed their mind too many times, and that was the biggest mistake they made, coupled with the biggest contributor, which is that the driver was over the limit. Episode 5, Willsmania, shows Prince William struggling with the news reports that surfaced in the wake of his mother's death, placing partial blame for it on his father, whose testimony was a part of the 2004 investigation. At the end of the episode, the father and son repair their relationship at the urging of Prince Philip, Jonathan Pryce, who offers William an alternative perspective on his own son's grief. In a way, that scene was a sort of a justification against the accusations that Charles had, probably not only from his sons, but from the public generally, that he was in some way responsible.